Heavenly Goddess, tell me of the many woes brought on the Greeks by the wrath of Achilles.
The Iliad of Homer. The story begins outside the walls of Troy. For 10 long years, the Greek army has vainly besieged the city. And if the Trojans have suffered under this relentless assault, the Greeks too feel the hardships of war. Exhausted by many battles and short of supplies, the Greeks are camped on the coast, where they live by ravaging the countryside. All the towns along the coast have been sacked, and now the Greeks are forced to look farther afield for plunder. This expedition is marching against the city of Lyrnessus. It is led by Agamemnon, son of Atreus, king of Mycenae and Corinth, commander of all the Greek armies. With him is Ulysses, the wisest and most cunning of Greek warriors. But stronger than all others is Achilles, king of Thea, son of Peleus and Thetis. This famous hero has been made invulnerable by divine will. With Achilles is Patroclus, his best friend. They have fought together in 100 battles. Before such an array of force, the city of Lyrnessus is doomed.
Attack! do. Bring that here. Put it over there. Hurry up. Now then, what's this? Ah, solid gold. Come with me. Put it down and take them all out. Good. Good.
Come on, get a move on.
Your slave now. Don't keep away.
I'm not your slave. Stop it!
Come on. That's with the real victory.
That pretty little girl in the yellow dress already knows that I'm thinking of her. When my turn comes, I'll choose her.
I want her companion. The one in red.
Unfortunately, Agamemnon has first choice. But we don't have to worry about Ulysses.
What do you mean?
Who do you think that gold brazier will go to, for example?
Put it over there. His wife needn't worry. As long as there's gold, he'll be faithful to her, won't he?
And the Hermes, the god of thieves. But his greed does not displease me.
I see what you mean.
Agamemnon, you have the right of the first choice.
What's your name?
Xenia.
And yours?
Briseis.
Come on, get on, move on. Keep moving. Come on, you. Move there. Hey, stay.
Beautiful. Very beautiful. What's your name?
What's yours?
My name doesn't matter. I am the King of Kings.
And I'm consecrated to Apollo, the god of kings.
You will learn this very night that you're nothing but a prisoner of war, a priestess no longer, but a slave.
This is sacrilege.
Who is this little devil?
Chryseis of Lyrnessus, daughter of the priest of Apollo.
She's mine.
And her father?
Leave him to starve in the ruins. Take her back to Agamemnon's camp.
Come on. Get moving. Hurry up. Move there, quickly.
Ulysses. This one's my prisoner.
Naturally, brave Achilles.
Ulysses, when you send a messenger to your wife, tell Penelope that Patroclus thanks her. Because if it wasn't for her, you might have chosen one of these girls. And left only the gold to keep us company, eh?
Agamemnon, Ulysses, Achilles, and Patroclus are away on an expedition. What are we waiting for? Without these leaders, the Greeks on the coast are completely lacking in authority, cunning, and strength. Again, I ask you, what is holding us back?
Hector's right. It's our only hope.
Yes, this is the moment to attack their camp and set fire to their ships. You well know that as long as they have ships to carry supplies, our situation is hopeless. Do you expect the gods to destroy them?
For 10 years, the gods have protected us.
Yes, Sarpedon, for 10 years. And now the fates have turned against us. The gods favor Achilles. But these adverse gods are far away because Achilles is far away.
Yet only the name of Achilles makes you turn pale.
That's right, Paris. Yes. Yes, the name of Achilles makes me turn pale. Beloved Priam, king and father. You speak. Tell him who is the cause of all our grief that I shall die by the hand of Achilles. according to the oracle.
But I was... Be quiet, Parish.
If I fear the king of Thea, the invulnerable, it is only because my services are useful to my country. On the day of victory, Achilles can drive his lance through my body and throw me to the dogs as he promised.
At last, you all know what the oracle said. It's true. And it is terrible for me as a father. What do you want us to do, Hector?
Attack in force. Attack the Greek camps on all sides. We can pretend to make the main drive towards the camp of old Nestor. Remember, he has to protect the camps of Agamemnon and Achilles.
But the two Ajax. I think their camps are near the two weak ones. When they see us, they'll send help.
All right. But I, meantime, with a handful of picked warriors, will follow the river Scamander. We'll force our way through the tunnel leading to the ocean, and with the help of the gods, reach the ships. Our torchbearers will do the rest.
We should use this truce to recover our strength. Another failure would be the end of us.
There won't be a failure.
But a truce is a matter of honor, Hector.
We can't defeat the Greeks. Now, We mustn't follow Hector. Paris is right.
Have you become a council of cowards? Is this why all of Greece is at our gates? Father, please, I beg you, bless our weapons and give your soldiers the order to attack. From the walls of Troy, you can watch the burning of the whole Greek fleet.
I put Hector's proposal to the vote.
Forward, Hector!
I'm with Hector. Hector's right.
Hector's right.
Go then, my son, and may the gods protect you.
We finally found a leader. Right. We'll have a great day. I know Hector is a wonderful leader.
Hector.
Andromache, dear wife.
I was listening. Please, Hector, don't go.
You mustn't cry.
But why you? Always you. Have Paris go and burn the Greek ships. Your bravery, your courage will be your death. Don't challenge fate, Hector. Think of me and our son.
Dear Andromache, I always think of you and of him, even in the midst of the most arduous of battles. I think of my brave and devoted wife whom I loved so much.
You spend your life on the battlefield, and I remain all alone, living in fear that you may not come back. You must love your country more than...
No, that isn't true. No. I have no love for the task of killing all those Greek soldiers. But I have no choice. If I don't kill them, they will kill me, you and everyone. It seems to be my destiny to have to lead the army. That's why, now more than ever, I need your strength and your courage. If I give strength to my soldiers, you also give strength to me.
fort needs help, but the Trojans seem to be attacking from all sides.
Ajax Telamon, cover the east. The other captains will have to attack when needed.
But you'll weaken your camp.
I have to protect the interests of the kings, who've gone on a foraging expedition for us.
Master, I don't understand. Look how the center of the battle has moved.
There doesn't appear to be any plan of attack. Perhaps it's just a skirmish.
I think it's just a diversion, to hide their real objective from us.
avrai più la tua Grecia! Le tue navi bruceranno tutte!
Io non ti sfuggo! Eccomi, ti aspetto!
Puoi camminare? Sì, sì. Impegnato Achille! Ettore è ferito! Ritiriamoci, non puoi combattere.
You two wait here. Cover our retreat. Here, help me. Quickly, the horses.
Hector! Where are you? Come back and avenge this warrior!
You were both brave and valorous. I want him to receive full honors.
Once again, we've been fortunate. I thank you, my brave friends. Venerable Nestor, I know how you feel. We won't leave you again. But let me say in front of everyone, I couldn't have done better myself.
We have the gods on our side. They led Achilles back to us at exactly the right moment.
Yes, and tomorrow we will have a feast and hold games in honor of the gods.
Hey,
we must discuss the arrangement. Come to my tent.
I have the impression that our two young friends aren't thinking about the gods at the moment. Even King Agamemnon himself made an appointment with Venus and Lyrnessus.
It doesn't matter. Ulysses will stay with me. While we plan all the games, you can plan how to win them. You may return to your camp.
Well, now, I think we should hold the games on that open space over beyond the...
Thank you.
Briseis, where on earth have you been? I thought you'd been murdered or carried off by the gods to the land of the underworld. Have you made up your mind now? Why do you act so foolishly, Briseis? Try a little of this Greek wine. It's very strong and sweet and helps you forget your unhappiness. All your old friends and all of your family gone away. Gone away forever. Try some wine, Briseis. It helps you forget.
Help me forget. What would you have me forget? That I was once a free woman and now I'm nothing more than a slave?
Modesty has never been your strong point, has it? You're always rather proud, Briseis.
That's enough, Senya.
Why do you struggle against your fate? Who knows if one day we may return to Lyrnessus as queen? After all, we might have ended up in the arms of some toothless old soldier. Instead, we are to be the brides of kings. Slaves. Brides. I believe Patroclus will marry me. I would have been very jealous of your Achilles, were I forced to wed another.
No. I could never pretend to love him. Achilles will never touch me. If I only had enough courage to kill myself.
I think you'll change your mind very soon, dear. Just see if you don't.
Now, girls, here's the perfume and the oil. And the water is already fragrant with roses.
Is it so difficult to wash away the odor of death from your two butchering masters?
Our masters have not touched you yet,
Oil of roses.
It's Achilles!
Achilles is back!
Achilles is the slave of time. Tomorrow, my friends, we will justly celebrate our victory.
May the gods attend my master. Everything is ready for the bath, my king.
The god of love with gentle tread would hide his dire intention bold. Yet I will tie him prisoner with lashings of shining gold. Long life to Patroclus of Thea.
My little maiden has fled like a deer.
We know of your fame for speed, my lord. Catch her if you can.
I will catch her presently, after I take a bath.
Health to our two great warriors and the god of love.
Patroclus. Patroclus, you're putting too much energy into your work.
But tonight I must serve the goddess of love.
Come and pour me some wine. Then I'll tell you of the fight today. Don't you sing, Briseis? Briseis, come and pour me some wine. Hector flees me, and a female from Lyrnessus dares so much. What do you want me to do with you? Break you in like a wild mare? Or throw you into the arms of my warriors?
But at least they're mortals, who may have to pay with their lives for the curse of war in your battles.
Do you think I'm invulnerable, immortal?
Everyone says so, and even I myself tried with this. I feel terror and loathing of a being with your fatal destiny.
You're wrong, Briseis. I'm by no means invulnerable, and will die one day. Even you could have killed me. But I know that I will not return alive from Troy. This the oracle said before I left Greece, that Troy will only fall after the death of Hector, that Hector must be killed by Achilles, but that I, Achilles, will die after the death of Hector, immediately after. Thus spoke the oracle, Briseis. The other warriors have hopes of defending themselves against death and surviving to return home. But not I. Thus I ask of the wine as I ask of your beauty, the illusion of being a man like all the others. But when I drink too much wine, I behave like an animal. And you repulse me, denying me the gift that out of pity you would give to the least of my warriors.
Darkness falls over the Greek camp, and one by one the tired warriors surrender to the firm and gentle power of Morpheus, god of sleep and dreams. The men of Argos sleep, as do Diomedes their king, Ajax and Nestor, and the energy spent in the sacking of Lyrnessus, and in the fight. But in the tent of King Agamemnon, a light still burns.
Choose your perfume.
Not quite. Ah, yes. Jasmine of Persia. The most exotic and the most suited to the task of winning a reluctant consent. Don't you agree, my dear Cressida? I'm sure you recall this very perfume, eh?
Hurry up. You'd better be careful. I remember well that you were only 25. I wouldn't want the Virgin of Lernessas to laugh at you tonight.
Cressida, you're making a fool of yourself. Chryseis, does your vocation permit you to drink wine? We must make a libation to Bacchus. May he give me strength, and you desire.
Never mind, child. Makes me sick when he tries to show off in front of me.
Take care in how you scent the lips.
You'll sleep quietly tonight.
This will be an unforgettable night for the priestess of Apollo.
Men, they're always boasting. He'll never grow up. Here, please drink some wine. You'll feel better.
Divine Apollo, God of the silver bow, your priest has nothing more to ask of you. It is right that you abandon one not able to defend your sacred altar. But Apollo, as a father, I implore your assistance. A father who must lament the unjust fate of his daughter. She who also, O God, offered you her prayers and many sacrifices and spirit of purest love. Apollo, Chryseis is at the mercy of a pitiless enemy. Her youthful gentleness and her beauty, her very honor is consecrated to you. O God, I'm now become the plaything of the Greeks' most base desires. Apollo, protect my daughter. I beg you to hear the words of Christ is your priest, and save my poor child.
Hear me, Chryseis. Go thou to the camp of the Greeks, and lay abundant wealth and riches before King Agamemnon.
What wealth can I offer him? A poor priest without a temple, a citizen without a city.
Come in, hurry. Now you go with her. Come on, girl. Help me with him. Oh, well now.
Good.
My little baby's all tired out sleeping.
You old bitch.
Oh, he wants a little rest. Oh, my poor little boy. Oh.
What's the matter?
This is just the time that my wife lights the fire.
If she's still alive, but you had a daughter, you should light the fire, no?
Oh, she's too young.
She was 4 when we left home 10 years back, so she must be 14 by now.
Well, 14's the best age for lighting all kinds of fires.
Hey, look.
Who are you, old man? How did that wagon get here without making any noise?
Are you a man or a ghost?
A man like you, both the same in the grief we bear.
What do you mean?
You've been thinking of your daughter, and I of mine. That's why I'm here. I've come to get her. I am Chryseis of Lernessas, servant of Apollo. I want to speak to King Agamemnon.
Do you think he wants to speak to you?
Shall we let him pass?
Maybe, but he's chosen a bad moment. The king is preparing for the games.
What are they for?
Because we won a battle yesterday. We're celebrating the victory.
A father who expects Agamemnon to return his young daughter would be wise to hurry.
See that everything is in order. Go. The gods treat you well, Agamemnon. You shine like an inhabitant of Olympus.
Ulysses, I never trust you when you start paying compliments. I prefer your sarcasm. Still, I must admit, there's nothing like a victory to invigorate the body and spirit.
A victory in love or war?
Have you prepared everything?
Yes, we're almost ready. The other kings have already brought their gifts. But not you, though.
Who is that?
I am Chryses, the servant of Apollo, father of Chryseis.
By what right do you come here?
By the will of God.
What do you want?
My daughter. And I offer you this in exchange, a wagon load of treasure.
It's not enough.
But surely you can't be serious.
Call Calchas. My advisor, Calchas.
Calchas. Call Calchas.
Calchas will clarify my religious position. He'll explain, speaking for the gods, the terrible obligations they imposed upon me before I could come here as commander of the army. In just having a daughter, you are fortunate. Remember that mine was sacrificed in Aulis, before my fleet could even be put to sea for Troy. Sacrificed, a mere child, slaughtered by the priests on the altar stone.
A king subjects alike unto his children. You are deprived of one daughter, but have saved all your sons and all your people. But I have only her.
Calchas, you tell how my helpless child Iphigenia trembled at the sacrificial knife. Make him understand how much more terrible is the cold altar stone of the temple of sacrifice than the soft bed that I offer to his daughter. Tell him. Blasphemy, yes. Tell him that. I laugh at him and his God.
I will beg pity for you. Pity for your family. Pity for your warriors. It's terrible, the retribution of the angry gods.
In that case, you won't object to my immediate compensation. Unload that cart and put everything in my tent. You can go. And thank, if not my faith, then my superstition, which prevents me from executing an old fool. Go, and don't return to my camp, or neither God nor sanctity will help you.
Have mercy on us. He has a burning pain within his heart that makes him pitiless. But surely the others are not to blame.
Whoever allows a cruel and unjust king to rule over his country, whosoever supports a leader in straying from the paths of righteousness, deserves the punishment of the gods. Calchas, pray, if anyone is dear to you.
There's some more men come over here and help with this.
All right,
Ulysses, here's the tunic.
To the winner, for his lady, the gift of King Ulysses, King of Ithaca.
It's beautiful, beautiful, Patrick. Let's please, Willie.
Don't count on it, Xenia. There are many champions, much stronger and faster than me.
Pick this one.
But why?
Because I like the color. Look, it's the color of the setting sun, the time of rest and sleep.
How about
Our time.
Good.
All right, orange for me.
Orange picked by Patroclus.
Do you want that dress?
No. I'd like Xenia to have it. Look how bright her eyes are.
She will have it.
Thank you.
I see that some of you are already worried by Achilles. Well, if I was competing today, there'd be no doubt about it.
Blue for Achilles!
You've chosen the blue, eh?
Are you competing, Nestor?
No, I don't want to make you boys look foolish. I leave the prizes to you.
Today, he might not. Well, Achilles?
All ready, Agamemnon.
Now then, remember, this is a trial of ability, not of strength. Is that all clear? No one has to throw the lance until the target reaches that mark over there. All right? On your marks.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm left-handed, don't forget.
No, leave him like that.
Are you ready? Go! Orange in the middle. The winner is Patroclus.
Congratulations.
Prince of Locris.
Xenia, the tunic is yours.
Patroclus, well done. Now, who's going to win the next event?
O great Apollo, God of the silver bow, hear your faithful servant. I have always worked to grace your holy temple and deck your altar with living sacrifices. Hear my pleas and let your revenge descend on the Greeks for what they have done to me.
If you want the tunic, just say so. I'm judge of the games, and I saw everything.
I'm happy for the happiness of Xenia, as Achilles is for Patroclus.
Noble sentiment. In that case, I was mistaken. I saw nothing. And now it's time for the next event.
Are you not running, Ulysses?
Yes, in my imagination. It's less time.
All right, men, ready along the starting line. Achilles, you start back there by that horse.
Is this far enough?
All right.
Like darkest night, the mighty god descended and wreaked his fury on the Grecian fleet. A crash of thunder burst the gloomy heavens, and lightning struck the warriors where they stood. For 9 whole days, the Greeks endured this terror, and many were the massive funeral pyres. And on the 10th day, Achilles called the leaders, and rising up before them, thus he spoke.
My lords, we must return home now if we're allowed to live. War and pestilence are destroying us. As to the war, you and your brother know the origin better than all. As for the pestilence, nobody knows the reason. Therefore, it is time some diviner, priest, interpreter of dreams was consulted to tell us if Apollo is accusing us for having offended or neglected him, and if he demands sacrifices, which will lift his vengeance from our heads. Calchas, what do you think?
Yes, I can explain it. But not before you promise me the security of your protection. The predictions of the gods and their ministers are often displeasing to the mighty. And the mighty have respect for us only when we can offer to them blessings and flattery.
Enough of this chatter. The facts, if you know anything.
I asked you to speak, and I will defend you against all the rulers and arrogant people of the world.
Apollo is insulted and outraged that his servant Chryses is denied the return of his daughter. It is obvious the father's curse was granted by an approving God.
Did you hear that?
And imposes on us a misfortune without the hope that the other gods of Olympus will take our part until the proper respect is paid to Apollo.
What do you propose, then?
Not I, but Apollo expects you to restore Chryseis to her father. I, for my part, advise you to add to that a generous sacrifice and expiation.
Prophet of disaster, not once have you ever spoken without filling my heart with sorrow or my head with unwelcome ideas. As a man, Agamemnon tells you, Chryseis is dear to me. Thus, she has no price. And so you may understand that which is priceless can never be ransomed. But a king should stand above ordinary men. A king seeks the safety, not the death of his people. The king Agamemnon demands from the man Agamemnon this Chryseis and returns her to her god. But the people, the other heroes and kings, must pay me recompense, must pay my sacrifice.
Agamemnon, famous for his avidity and no less for his greed. As an orator, you contradict yourself. How do we compensate you? Is there perhaps spoil that has not been divided that can be allotted to you? Or do you want to take from others what the god demands from you? Be satisfied with our promise. Chryseis will be paid 100 times her worth when we come to the plunder of Troy.
Now I understand. Now I know who it was who dared to put those lying words in the mouth of Calchas. This, too, must be endured by a king, because the people believe in his noble generosity. Very well. We are as we are. I give my people Chryseis, but demand of Achilles that he give me in return his slave Briseis of Lyrnessus. I have spoken.
I am here, not for my hate for the Trojans, but for your benefit and the honor of your brother. I, who bear the major burden of the war, do not see you taking equal share to mine, but a much larger part. Always! I must endure your abuse and, in addition, your insults. I'm leaving you. I'm going back to Thea.
Leave! Leave me then. Other kings, other heroes will remain at my side, worthy as yourself, even if they are not mongrels of a goddess.
Achilles! Go now. You are and ever will be on the side of justice. Time will repay you for this insult, Achilles.
Everybody, remember, when Hector's sword soaks the fields with Greek blood, and I see that hour approaching, you can ask the reason from your noble king.
If Achilles loves that woman, I'd be careful of him, Agamemnon.
Yes?
It's sad to perform an act of justice in secret. Sadness is to be expected when one offends the conscience of a king.
I'm healed. I'm saved. The plague is finished. The plague is over.
Look! The plague is finished. At the price of yet another disaster, as you will soon realize. Would it were only the king to endure it, not our poor warriors.
Who are you? Eurybates and Tobias, heralds of Agamemnon. What do you want? We bring Achilles an order from Agamemnon. Open the gate.
Where are they from?
I heard they're from Agamemnon. Let's hear what they have to say.
What do you want from Achilles? My king doesn't take orders from yours. Leave the camp.
Patroclus, we must speak to your king. Since time began, a herald has been like the wind, bearing the voices of all without blame.
But you spoke of bearing orders, not messages. Leave the camp, I said.
But Patroclus.
Sentinels! Show these men how we treat bearers of unjust orders from an unjust king. Your souls will bring Agamemnon the reply from Achilles' Myrmidons.
Stop! It's Achilles.
Lower your bows.
My noble and faithful friend, your loyalty is a comfort to my wounded pride. But you know that an answer is due, King Agamemnon. The heralds are sacred. I will not offend the gods to revenge myself on a man if he who abuses his power and does not comply with the laws of honor can call himself a man.
Achilles, king of Phthia, we are speaking for our king, but not for ourselves.
The heralds must be respected. They're sacred and precious. How could a man otherwise have connections with that snarling dog, Agamemnon? Speak, before my Myrmidons remember how to use their bows and swords. What do you want from me?
Briseis.
Peleus, my father, and Chiron the centaur, taught me that kings were also men and can err on impulse like all men. Tell Agamemnon that this is proof that he is unworthy to hold the supreme scepter. He has had the whole night for his temper to diminish. But even after the tranquil night which brings counsel and reflection, he hasn't learned to act like a real king, while I, Achilles, will answer like a king. My friend, take Briseis, give her to the heralds. If she cries, dry her tears for me.
But Achilles...
I have Nestor's word that she will not suffer any affront. And regarding the offense he has afflicted on me, you heralds, messengers of shame, make Agamemnon's spine quiver with this prophecy. When the dogs of Troy are still fighting over the Greek Agamemnon's bruised and bleeding body, I, Achilles, will look on, and I shall not shed a tear. I swear it.
this agreement between Agamemnon and Achilles is complete. Our information says that the Myrmidons will re-embark and are going back to Greece.
We mustn't rejoice too soon, my friend. This may be another trick.
Perhaps you are right, Paris. And in this case, I want to see for myself.
Your courage, Hector, is not always tempered with sagacity. I would recommend caution.
You must remember that in this war we are fighting both against men and gods.
Don't blaspheme, Hector. Lest the wrath of Olympus...
Up to now, for 10 years, the gods have been against us. All Olympus has opposed us. But today, Achilles, the demigod, the invulnerable, has withdrawn from our enemies. You can well imagine the terror in their hearts. They say that night is a good counselor. Tonight, let us bring the Greeks some advice. Trojan advice written in blood. Abandon the land of Troy.
Look over there.
Someone's coming.
Open the gate.
Speak. Ulysses' camp is in flames. The Trojans are attacking all the camps. Hector's coming this way.
They've heard about Achilles. What do we do? Is Achilles the only Greek? We'll drive them back.
Hector wants to take the camp by surprise. Better give battle in the open.
To arms!
I'm getting tired of sitting around. Hey, you, come on, let's practice shooting over there.
Don't you want a drink?
What's the matter? What do you think's the matter? I don't like sitting around here doing nothing with my friends who are all being killed on a battlefield.
Friends? But they're not our friends anymore. Didn't you hear the order from Achilles?
You can't forget 10 years of fighting just for some stupid order. I can't and don't pretend to. I still have a little account to settle with the Trojans. Out of my way! An urgent message.
What is it?
Bad news. Hector's attacking the camps and Agamemnon is wounded.
Huh, you call that bad news? Patroclus, pour him some wine, and me too. It's a great day for Hector, huh?
He's very fortunate, yes. The gods are all with Hector.
And the mighty heroes, Diomedes and the Ajax. What are they doing?
They're fighting. But to tell the truth, it seems as though everyone is avoiding a fight.
Live, Hector. Your life is mine also.
Is our camp in any danger?
No, but everybody says they're avoiding it on purpose.
Come, drink, my friend. Enjoy the night of our revenge. All right, go, Patroclus. You are my eyes and my arms. Bring me some good news. Go.
Change your song, you stupid. Not a hymn. A war song.
In battaglia,
Louder!
tutte le armi
Louder! That's enough!
Forward, Trojans! The cavalry go to the camp of Diomedes! Destroy everything! Raise it to the ground! The archers with me! To the ship! To the sea!
Hector is already entering the valley. It's a massacre. Ajax isn't able to send any more relief. Careful. Watch it. Like this.
Behold the great, the divine Achilles. Even for this, Agamemnon is responsible.
Wake up, Achilles. Greece is being defeated. You have to hurry. You can't possibly want to destroy Greece.
Greece. Where is Greece? I knew it when I was just a child. But they forced me to fight and go to Troy.
Hector will have to be stopped. He's already destroyed 3 camps.
My camp?
No, but aren't the other camps yours as well? Your fellow countrymen are being defeated.
Greece does not exist anymore. Let me sleep. It's a wonderful medicine. A gift from the gods.
If you don't want to give satisfaction, Agamemnon, take my armor, pretend to be me, but lead your warriors out to save your homeland.
Xenia, come here quickly. No, you can't. No, you mustn't.
You're behaving like a woman in love. Like a free woman who fears for her lover. You're very dear to me, Xenia. And I want to treat you as though you were my wife. Because that is what you will be when we return home. And for that very reason, I must carry out my obligations, understand? And his. I am his friend. A friend to his honor. Don't weep, Xenia. Lest you extinguish my hatred, they must believe I am him. Strong and fierce, shouting his war cry, wearing his armor. Go, my dear, to the highest tower, so that you can watch me. Invoke the aid of the immortals for one who is only a man.
It's Achilles! It's Achilles! Victory is ours! Victory is ours! Destroy the Trojans! Trojans! Where is your honor? Where is your shame? Is this how you intend to save your homeland? Courage! Attack!
Leave Hector for me. Hector, we must retreat. The Myrmidons outnumber us. It would be a massacre.
You must try to take the men safely to Troy.
And you?
The time has come for me to fight Achilles.
Retreat!
Achilles, the invulnerable. Here I am. I'm not running away from you. If my death be the final trophy of your war, then come down and try to take it. But I can already see the dawn of victory for Troy.
Look there. He drew the spear with his left hand.
Come down. Come and give battle. Man to man. You're starting to get tired. What's the matter with you? Have the gods turned against you? Patroclus. You're Patroclus.
No. I'm the strength of Achilles. Look there. Your brave warriors are running. Hector.
Deceitful gods, why are you mocking the courage of Troy? No. I cannot kill you.
A kind word for your enemy. What could be more noble? But war is war. Grant me a word of hatred. Destroy me. Don't let me die, believing that I've been killed by a better man. I beg you to be cruel. You'll get no pity from the gods, nor Achilles. Your fate decided. Andromache will be a widow.
Stop it!
Your son's orphaned. Troy destroyed. All of your brothers. All your family.
Enough!
And there are those who envy me. The sacrifice of Patroclus has saved the fleet. The fall of night has taken the cursed Trojans back to their granite prison. But tomorrow... It's already tomorrow. And now the morning sun is rising above the mountains of the east. The gentle rays are shining on our far distant houses, beyond the great ocean, the royal palace, the queen, my sons. Not even you were sleeping. Love of power, power of love. Two demons who cannot tolerate sleeping. You love Achilles. Naturally, you love him. Everyone loves him. And I love power. Neither I nor you are able to be satisfied without Achilles. You and I depend on his arms. We are nothing without him. Very well. Return to his tent. Bear this with you. He'll understand. Understand that I feel shame for having insulted our bravest warrior. Tell him that I'll kneel before him and humbly beg his help. And you, I even return his slave girl unharmed. And I offer him all the wealth he wants. He can name his price as long as he returns to the battle. Go now before I change my mind. Go quickly.
Courage, Xenia. Please cry, you'll feel better.
I would have willingly washed his body with my tears. Patroclus, why don't you answer, Patroclus? You don't move. You don't speak.
Where's Achilles?
I don't know, but he frightened me. He shouted and shouted. He said that it was all his fault. He didn't even want to look at the body. He ran away toward the seashore.
Xenia, please come away. You mustn't stay here.
The night is already almost over. And on the cold seashore they have raised the great funeral pyre. At daybreak, the searing odor of burning flesh will rise toward the gods. Oh, the cruel gods!
You didn't mourn like this for the fate of Ernest.
He wanted to marry me. He would have taken me back to Lynessus, the queen.
Achilles mustn't find him here in his tent. Beside the others, Patroclus is a fallen warrior. Here he's only a murdered friend. It's terrible.
That's exactly what he is, isn't he? If only Achilles...
No. The very fact that I have returned here should tell you who is responsible for this death. Have them place his body together with those of the other heroes.
Perhaps it's right. He wasn't only mine. You have Achilles. But I... Who am I without him? Patroclus. Oh, Patroclus.
Mother, speak to me.
O son of mine, why is it that I find you mourning? Mighty Jove has granted you what you asked of him. The Greeks now know what it is to be without your strength.
What satisfaction may I have if Patroclus, my loyal companion, dearer to me than life, is dead? Mother, I cannot stay or live amongst men unless I avenge his death.
Achilles, you know that after the death of Hector, your own fate is already decided.
My fate is marked, and it does not belong to me. But my revenge, yes. And now you must help me. I will fight with ordinary weapons. The Trojan, despoiling the corpse of Patroclus, took mine. So now, Mother, tell me where I'm vulnerable. Assure me that fate holds this in store for me, that I will die only after killing Hector.
The way you will lose your life on earth is a secret of the gods. It's not within my right to let you know the exact spot that is vulnerable, nor will kill you, but you'll have arms worthy of you. Master your anger and put your trust in fate. Your arms I will get from Vulcan.
Achilles.
Have you run away?
He sent me back to you.
With gifts and promises? This is the king's wisdom. I would give all my wealth if it was sufficient enough to get Hector out of his den at dawn. And Agamemnon thinks he can buy me.
The funeral rites for Patroclus have begun. Shall we join them?
No. We have time, Patroclus and I, to spend together. An eternity of time. And it's not far off.
Xenia's out there with him.
You're beautiful. On your body, on your face, the true message of the gods is written. That it would be better that life would bloom within you. But instead, we're cursed by inexorable fate. You don't want me to think, do you?
Hurry, my chariot.
It's waiting, my lord.
Sarpedon, look.
It's a Greek herald. Summon Hector. There's a Greek herald here.
From Achilles to Hector.
Hector is listening to you.
This is the message. You have taken the arms of Achilles without facing their true owner. You have been avoiding a direct fight with the king of Thea. If you don't want the very walls of Troy to redden with the shame of your cowardice, come out at once. Achilles challenges you. He wishes to dedicate your life to the gods and to the spirit of the hero Patroclus, Prince of Locris. This is the message of Achilles, who is waiting for you outside the gates of Troy.
My friends, you are looking at me as though I were going to a certain death. You don't encourage me. Is it because you read fear in my face? You're right, I'm afraid, just like you. Afraid of the god which is in Achilles. And afraid of the fate which is waiting for me. But I will not disappoint you. If Hector is killed, his name will never die. And now it's up to you, my beloved wife, to teach our son to remember his father and to love his country. I ask of you, my friends, that you'll look after Andromache and this little prince. Now I am ready. The gods are asking me to give my life to save the honor of Troy, and I am obliged to give it to them. But my sword will perhaps turn the scales of fate yet. Is there anyone among you who dares to say that Hector is already beaten?
My child, my little orphan, look. And I hope you remember to hate warfare as long as you live.
Open the gate. And be ready to close it behind him as soon as the chariot is inside.
Open the gate.
Worthy brother of Paris, go back to the arms of your woman, who is pleased to love a coward. Hector, it's your turn now. Can't you interpret a divine omen? Do you see that tree? Remember it? That's where Patroclus was killed by your treachery. Ah! You will die there, too. Not quickly, but after an agony 100 times as long as his.
Give me a lance. Gods of Olympus, give wings to my lance.
You need this advantage, Hector.
Don't talk to me about advantages. Everyone knows that the gods are protecting you, that every effort against you is useless.
It's not true. I too can be killed.
To you, my friend, his soul and his body, you've been repaid for what he did to you. Guard it, and at dawn you'll feed it to the ravens. But for a whole night, Patroclus will know he's been avenged. How did you get here? Did some treachery or deceit enable you to cross my lines, even though my sentries are on guard?
One of the gods, who still has pity on the Trojans, made it possible to reach you.
What do you want?
I want the body of my son. A son whose only crime was to carry out his duty and defend his homeland.
Hector only defended Paris, and Helen his mistress. He cannot demand the respect of any man today, or in the future, who hears the story of the troubles we suffered because of an adulteress.
I'm sure you must have come to realize, even in your short life, how all men want to interpret their destiny with a simple explanation. Under our confusion is the incomprehensible masquerade of the gods, who pursue their own fancies with men as puppets.
As you like, then see me as a servant of the avenging Furies. Your son Hector suffered today for the losses imposed by Helen on so many blameless Greek women.
I respect the sorrow of the mothers and widows who have suffered. But can you respect the sorrow of a father? I do not ask you as a king, though I beg you as a father, as would your father Peleus, to give me the right to burn the last remains of a Trojan warrior.
You're badly misled, Priam, if you would have me think of my father. You want me to cry over Hector's misfortunes, but you do not know that I consider him more fortunate than I. His father is alive, and he can expect the honors due to him, even tears. But who will cry over Achilles' body now that he's close to the accomplishment of his destiny?
If by chance you should be killed while I am still alive, I, Priam, will mourn you as my son, in memory of those whose lives are sacrificed in the interest of pride and ambition. Do you hear that owl? You know that is the voice of Minerva, the goddess who favors you, Achilles.
Soldiers, put Hector's body on the chariot with his father and have them escorted to Troy with all due respect.
The gods grant you blessings for this deed. Above all, for this deed, you shall live in the memory of men.